Hi everyone, this is Angela here, and today I want to talk about working with narcissists, egocentrics, and difficult people that you really can't reason with, and to share my stories and advice on what to do about it. But before I get into this, I just wanted to say that I had a really nice Mother's Day, and it was focusing on my relationship with my children, and it was just a wonderful day. My healing has gotten so much better over these past couple years, and I continue to grow and I continue to heal. I recently left a Facebook group called Daughters of Narcissistic Mothers, no contact only. And it's not because I had a fight with anyone or that I was insulted by anyone. It's just that I felt that this particular group was not for me. And the reason is because, one of the posts, the admin had said something about the enablers, and I was saying that my father was extremely codependent, and she removed my comment, and she's like, we don't believe in codependence here, it's not discussed here. And she gave me a link to some psychologists opinions about codependency and how it's a myth, there's no such thing, and blah blah blah. And I did not agree with that. I also expressed my feelings about forgiveness because there was a post on that. And I feel that it is important to forgive. It doesn't mean that the relationship between you and your narcissist can be repaired. What forgiveness truly means, is to just let it go. Let it go. Forgiveness is for me, not for them. It's like I forgive all the hurt and all the pain, and I'm ready to let it go and heal. And I really felt that I didn't have the freedom to express my feelings, okay, in that group, okay? I mean, it would be one thing if what I had posted was offensive to other people, but I was merely expressing my feelings about forgiveness, and she just removed it because she didn't like what I had to say. Well, here's what I have to say about Facebook and these groups and these people, okay? If you have to walk on eggshells and watch what you say because somebody's going to be offended by the way you feel about a certain issue like forgiveness or codependency or whatever. It's like you're talking about general things and about how you feel about them. And if you're not given the freedom to express how you feel without being chastised or your comment removed, then what's the point in being in that group? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, there's no point in being here because these people, although they're no contact, they're very angry people. And I don't want to live my life as a victim of my narcissistic mother. That's not the way I want to live my life. I want to heal from this. I'm on a healing journey, and I'm trying to share my stories and talk about what this is so that I can communicate with other survivors, okay, and so that they can heal. I'm trying to help you heal and that we all heal together. I'm not out here trying to make any financial profit or, tell people how to live their lives or do whatever. I'm just being me. I'm keeping it for real, okay? And if people, find issue with that, then you just move on. But I just wanted to say about working with narcissists, okay? First of all, or egocentrics. First of all, if you have a narcissistic boss and your boss is extremely demeaning, calling you moron, stupid, or whatever, that can be very emotionally violating and degrading, okay? And you can present the issue to the narcissist and say, please don't use these offensive words when, you have an issue with me or my work, okay? I find it offensive, and I really would appreciate that you didn't do it. The narcissist is not going to listen to you because the narcissist is in the position of power. And if you plan on staying with that job because it pays well, what I would do is use the dumb like a fox strategy on how to deal with that type of narcissistic boss. What I would do is, you have to realize that someone that's demeaning, calling you names and all this stuff, it's all an ego thing. It's a power trip. And the power is knowing that they've gotten to you. Okay? If after you express your feelings to that person, okay, that they don't want to change, that they totally are oblivious to the fact that they're insulting you, then what you got to do is you have to grow a thick skin and do not engage in it. So what I would do is focus on resolving the issue and moving on. Ignore the name calling. Do not engage in it. Do not let it infect you, is what I'm saying. Do not let it hurt you or show or anger you. Do not show that to the narcissistic boss, because once you do, what you do is you are feeding his narcissism, his or her narcissism. You are giving that person power. It's like if that person sees that the name calling or whatever is not affecting you, okay, they may actually do it less or even stop. And when you're dealing with egocentrics like that, and you make a mistake, whether it's a minor mistake or a major mistake, focus on correcting the mistake and moving on. Say to your boss, listen, you've made your point, and I got you here, but what do we do to correct this, because I got work to do? You see what I'm saying? And that's how you deal with difficult narcissists. Now, if your boss is a narcissist to the point where you are becoming physically ill and having anxiety to the point where you can't sleep, or you've got other issues with regard to your health concerning that narcissist, no job is worth it. I would look for another job. I would stick with this job. I would make sure that my debts were paid and that I had a little savings to hold me over in case the axe falls and you're terminated. But I would deal with it, and don't let it get to you. Just don't let it sit. Just always remember, what will be, will be. You can't control how that narcissist acts, but you can control how you handle it. And it doesn't matter if you jump through hoops like a freaking circus dog. If that narcissist wants to push your buttons, it doesn't matter if you're a superstar job performer. It's not about that with them. What it's about with a narcissist, it's a power trip, and they want to have power over you. Don't give it to them. Okay? Another problem with a narcissist is the narcissist that competes with you. This is a narcissist that, what I'm talking about here is a coworker who's a narcissist, who is tight with your boss, and who is competing with you. Working with this type of narcissist is an absolute nightmare, because they will sabotage your work and do things to make you look bad in front of your boss, or even take credit for your work. And when you got to work with a person like that, you need to find another job. There's just no reasoning with them. They do all this nastiness and tricks to get you fired, and they will eventually get you terminated. Because here's the thing about work. when you got to work with coworkers to get the job done, it's got to be a team effort, can't be a competition. Once you are a competitor with a coworker, you need to get out. You need to get out because it's not going to work. It's not going to work. That's what little kids do. And a narcissist is the eternal child. I actually worked with a woman who had it out for me. She didn't like me. Day I started there, she didn't like me because I had replaced her friend who left that job to move to Alabama. Okay, she was very, very tight with this person. This person decided that she wanted to move to Alabama. She didn't want to be, she changed her life and she didn't want to be here anymore. She didn't want the job anymore. And this woman, her name is Bunny, decided that she didn't like that. And, when I started working there, I was a person that was only interested in doing my job and not getting involved personally with my coworkers. I just do not trust people openly. There's some people that are more, forthcoming with their trust than others. And children of narcissists are not really we do not really trust people too easily in most cases. In any event, I remember I was standing there at the copy machine. I guess I must have just started there. There's nobody else around. She's like, Angela, you and I are going to have it out one day. I was minding my own business, doing my own work, never said anything to this person, and this person turned around and said that to me for no reason at all. So I'm standing there rolling my eyes, and I'm like, okay, I see that this is going to be a problem. And she was very, very thick with my boss, very thick with him. And, she wanted me out of that job so bad. Every little thing that I did, she ran and told my boss. For example, if something got kicked back from the court because I forgot to put a cover sheet on a pleading, okay, she came back and she turned around and brought it to the attention of my boss, which he didn't need to know about because it was a very minor mistake. All I did was put the cover sheet on the pleading and remail it, and it got filed. But she made a mountain out of a molehill, and she brought it to the attention of my boss, and, she was constantly doing that. Another thing that she was doing was hiding files. I would go to get a file, okay, because it would be the file for the next day, which was on his counter, so she knew that he needed the file or whatever. File would go missing. I'm like, I can't find it. And he's like, well, maybe it's misfiled. And that annoyed him when files were misfiled. And voila, surprise! Buddy had the file. She found it. Oh, what a great person, because she found the file. The bitch hid the file. That's why she found it. Anyway, she worked really hard to get me terminated from that job, and it worked. Okay? But the thing is, I just managed it to the point where I knew it was coming. Because you feel it. I can't work with this person because this person is sabotaging my job, and this person is running to my boss for every little thing. And I did try complaining to the boss about her. I told my boss that she was, really intrusive on my personal business. I used to go to my therapy sessions at lunchtime because my therapist was like right down the street from the office, and she actually had the audacity to ask what I talked about with my therapist. Yeah. In any event, I thought that this person was extremely evil. Okay, and yes, I do believe that she was a narcissist. She had to be the center of attention all the time. We all used to sit in the lunchroom. Everybody sat and ate lunch together. And it used to nauseate me to be there. And she had to talk the whole time and monopolize the conversation as if she was somebody really important. And she wasn't. She was only the bookkeeper. She had absolutely no knowledge, legal knowledge whatsoever. And she was constantly interfering. And you can't win with a person like this. You can't reason with them. You can't win with them. They want you out. And when they're friends with your boss, you will be out that door. So I knew, I wasn't surprised. I was very upset when I got terminated, but I wasn't surprised. And I got unemployment. I got unemployment because I didn't do any willful misconduct, so he had to pay me unemployment. And I didn't have credit card debt or anything like that because I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. So, in any event, it all worked out for the best. But the point is, you have to, there's some very important things in life that I suggest. Number one, don't get yourself involved in debt. Do not get into debt. When you have debt, when you have debt, what happens is you create an overwhelming amount of anxiety for yourself because you got to pay this debt, okay? Otherwise, you're going to have bad credit, and you have to know how to manage your money. That's the number one lesson that I've learned in life, learning how to manage your money and finances, okay? The second thing is that you have to learn how to work with difficult people and to realize when it is a job that you're working with somebody that wants to compete with you, okay? That type of narcissist, or a narcissist that just wants to push you out and get you fired, okay? These two type of narcissists, you need to leave this job. Expect it to come. Expect to either get fired, laid off, or some other thing, because if they are out on that mission, you're done. Because they're the ones that have favor with your boss. Now, if they don't have favor with your boss, and your boss is on your side, and the boss is seeing through the shenanigans, then you can work with that person because you got your boss. Your boss is standing behind you. And believe me, when you're working in the professional careers, meaning working with attorneys, working with doctors, working with people that have a high degree of egocentricity, okay, and grandiosity, okay, you're going to find a lot of narcissism there. They may not have the full-blown personality disorder, but their narcissism is on the level where it's toxic to your well-being. And you need to decide for yourself whether or not you need to hang in there or to leave. I knew it was only a matter of time before I got out of that job. And I work with in the present day, as I said in another video, I sit next to a lady. Okay, we don't work for the same firm, but I sit next to this woman who is highly narcissistic. Okay, it's only her and her boss. Okay, so it works. But if she had to work with somebody as a team player, it could never work. She would push that person out of the job. And I've seen that happen with her. Because with her, she feels competitive with a coworker. She can't work as a team member. She has to compete with this person and be superior over this person's work. And when you're dealing with this, you get away from them. You look for another job. You do something else. Because and I'm repeating myself here, as I said, you need to work with people that want to be team players, not competitors. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.